Cheers.
225
25.
and many more.
Everyone's seen you on Shark Tank also, right? And that was a crazy episode because you all were bosses, absolute savages. What I like to say.
All natural, no cane sugar,
with antioxidants,
with antioxidants.
Win-win for everyone.
Madira, इस फ्लाइट पे धूम्रपान और मदिरा पीना मना है. Madira, root word is mud. When you drink alcohol, madhushale, root word is mud. And so, even the word mead comes from the Proto-European word medu, which comes from the Sanskrit word madhu. So, mead is the OG alcohol of India.
Second touch point was RTO. पर वो भी अभी बाईपास हो गया. एजेंट्स है करके दे रहे.
बिल्कुल.
एक जगह पे जहाँ पे एजेंट्स काम नहीं करते वो SBI. That's the third average Indians touch point.
मैं टैटू कराने वाला हूँ मीट का.
The last one is Cinnamon.
That's
So this
my
one you want to
favorite.
look for caramel notes.
Vanilla, butterscotch.
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And these are all natural tastes.
So, we don't add anything to that.
This has something nostalgic about it.
What's up guys, today is the 25th episode that we are shooting today. It's a special one and it's even more special because it's with Moonshine and we're going to be heading to the Meadery today and it shows that it's 35 minutes. Let's go. And we have someone accompanying us today. His name is Mr. Pickle Rick, also aka Young Paddy. So let's see you there. Pew pew.
Gang fam.
What's up guys, we are here, we are at the Moonshine Meadery. We're about to see the plant and got to meet the legends, Rohan, Nitin. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of Baba Ki Balcony. As you all know, this is the 25th episode, and I won't be happier anywhere else but here at the Moonshine Meadery with the legends behind the brain. For the mead, welcome guys, Rohan and Nitin.
you.
Welcome.
Thank
I'm
you.
so stoked to be here.
Thank you.
So glad to have you here, man, after months of planning. And congrats
Likewise.
on the 25th
Yeah.
episode.
Thank you.
Can I also say Baba की balcony नहीं है, Baba का lorry bay है. Loading
Anything-
bay है ये.
loading bay है,
The
anything.
joke was in the chamber for a
But
while.
a mandir mein anything can be said today.
Yes.
We're at your vicinity, and I'm so happy that this past 10 months of me and the journey that I've been drinking some good gluten-free meads has actually helped my gut as well.
Can we throw in another plug of all natural,
All natural,
no
of
cane
course.
sugar,
With antioxidants.
With
and
antioxidants.
Win-win for everyone. So I really want to start this day off by having a fresh one opened.
Yeah,
Can
it
we
is.
start?
Yes, please. What would you like to have? So we have the summer meads for the summer. We're doing 4 small drops. Apple, coffee, traditional are always available. What we are doing is the salted kokum, the lemon tea, the Thai ginger kaffir lime, and the mango chili. Thai ginger kaffir lime, unfortunately, is not ready yet, so we don't have it in bottle. But everything else we have ready. So what would you like to try?
I think the only ones I've not tried is the summer and the kokum.
So you not tried kokum, or you have to have the kokum.
Thank
Nice,
you.
satisfying pop. What would you like to have?
I'll have the lemon tea.
That's actually my favorite.
Thank you.
Can I?
Sure, sorry.
I should also have the lemon tea.
कोई mango chili नहीं पी रहा.
Cheers.
Cheers.
225
225.
and many more.
Yes. Just imagining what would the next year be like, and even for y'all.
Yeah.
Talking about moonshine as we sit here, like while watching a lot of movies, older movies, and playing a lot of video games, whether back in the day, talk about doing illegal business with moonshine and how they were made at night. What was how did you all come up with Moonshine as the name?
It was pretty much that.
It was that. It was
Wanting to do illegal things in the middle of the night. Yeah, I'm not talking about sodomy. Sorry. Okay. So Moonshine, okay, so just for context, Nitin and I know each other for 37 years now.
Wow.
And
best friends, not
Yeah.
acquaintances.
Yeah, we've known each other as best friends for 37 years. And rewinding to 2014, Nitin was working with McKinsey, and he was flying from one European country to another.
Mm-hmm.
And he came across an article about London's first meadery in the last 500 years. And he sent me a couple of pictures. And at that point in time, I was playing Skyrim.
Wow.
And there are two meaderies within
What?
Skyrim. There's a video game. Chhod de. Okay, this is something for him and me to vibe.
Skyrim?
Okay. I never told you because you wouldn't have understood that point of time either. So,
Still don't get it.
so my first purchase in life
Yeah.
was a big screen. I didn't have a couch. I didn't have a bed. I had one mattress. I had one big screen on the floor and an Xbox 360. And my first video game that I bought was Skyrim.
Wow.
And I'd come back from work and all I do is play Skyrim. So for me, it was a very, like, I'm walking around these meaderies in Skyrim, finding these bottles of mead, putting it in my...
This story, पहली बार सुन रहा हूँ मैं.
Really?
I'm also
I've
now
actually never told this
actively
anyone
listening to
before.
this
You
story.
must have done 10,000 hours in the game easily.
Not 10,000 hours. I haven't, since 2008, I actually haven't. No, not 2008. What am I saying? How many? 8 years ago. Today is 2024.
24.
So 8 years ago is 2018. So once we started the company, I stopped playing. I had no time. I saw my last save game status.
I think I need you to
Can I say
invite
you're
your
playing
home.
Chor Police?
Chor Police. Okay, video game ka idea.
But that's actually a game made by a friend.
Chor
It's
Police?
called Hira.
Chor
Okay.
Police.
So the whole concept was there's Andhera in the different screen who's a cop, and the other guy is the chor. So he's going around, he has traps, and the cop with his car, he's opening up the black area with the light of his car.
So
And he has
fog
to
of war
tag
is
him.
o-
Yeah, fog of war.
Very cool. Nice.
But
Very
coming
nice.
back to
Okay.
Skyrim and
So for me, it was like, this is damn cool. Both of us were discussing. So we both also literature buffs, right? Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter even. So
cool.
yeah. So we read of Meads in all of this. I was playing Skyrim and had mentioned the Meads, and we knew the Vikings drank Meads, but we didn't know that someone was still making Meads. So history meets mystery, oldest alcohol known to mankind, and no one knows anything about it.
yeah.
So our first desire was not to start a business, it was, ye peena hai. So we started calling our wine shops close to us, found out it's not there in India. And the next thing we were like, you know what, ye banana hai. And I mean, not like a banana, though we have tried a banana mead as well.
I'm
And-
enjoying this conversation today. So once you thought कि मैं टेस्ट करता हूँ कि इंडिया में मीट है भी नहीं. Also is Madeira also mead?
So yeah,
Madeira
the
mead
word,
is the
the
same
word
thing.
Madeira is flight पे धूम्रपान और मदिरा पीना मना है. Madeira root word is mud.
Yeah.
When you drink alcohol, madhoshale, root word is mud. And so even the word mead comes from the Proto-European word medu, which comes from the Sanskrit word madhu. So mead is the OG alcohol of India. This is the drink of the gods. Sorry, I can't say that. Please cut that out. I got in trouble once for saying that.
Not Indian gods.
Yeah, not Indian gods.
Ah.
Yeah. Indian gods
Greek
never.
gods.
Greek gods. Greek gods.
Ambrosia, drink of the
Ah.
gods. Thanks. He saved me once
Technically,
again.
we're not as sanskari as the world believes, or
it.
rather, we want to believe we were.
Yeah.
True.
So meads have been mentioned in ancient texts also.
Wow.
Customers have sent us like Sanskrit shlokas. We're like, oh, okay. We don't talk about this
That's
stuff.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's there. See, like I said, it's been around for ages. It's older than agriculture sort of is. It was only when agriculture kicked in, you started making wines and beers. Before that, it was just meats.
You mean like किसी को कोई मिला कहीं fermented हुए हुए honey के साथ कुछ उसने पिया and उसका
So there are two theories I've read about how man would have discovered first meads, right? And I like both of them. One of them is ancient hunter-gatherer man found a chhajja of the thing, put it inside a hollowed-out ash gourd with water on top to prevent insects. And after every meal, they'd break out a little bit of the comb, eat it.
okay.
And that honey and water would mix, wild yeast would form. And at the end, thoda sa meetha pani hai, which they drink, but fermentation has happened, it's alcohol. Or another one which I really like is the plains of the African savannah. Ancient hunter-gatherer man running around. A few days ago, tree fell, and inside the hollow of the tree was a honeycomb. Passing rain, water and honey mixed while this competition happened. He stops, looks at it, drinks mead.
Wow, that's something like I would have fun listening on a Joe Rogan also.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. So they are, again, there is no written record of the first meads, but there are traces of meads going back to Chinese pottery dating back, they found within Chinese pottery dating back to some 8000 BC. We know that the Vikings drank meads. In Egypt as well, slaves were given 12 gruely pints of beer, but the royalty, they were drinking meads. The Greeks knew meads as ambrosia, drink of the gods.
Wow.
Even in India, as I mentioned.
Even if you take honey, ferment it with jari booty,
Yeah.
then you will get something called, the Welsh call it metheglin, which is nothing but medicine. That's the root word for medicine.
Medicine came
Wow.
from metheglin, and metheglin is a spiced mead. So again, mead was a carrier for jari booties, right? And I said booty, yeah.
Wow, I really want to become your friends. अच्छा वाला है. मेरे को कभी-कभी मजा आता है when I'm gaining knowledge in terms sitting with the people who are actually making असली मदिरा यहाँ पे.
Yeah.
तो wow man, like आपने देखा दुकान पे जाके, you all went to a shop, you all said नहीं मिल रहा है कुछ. He on a plane or something, he sent you pictures कि meat देखा है तूने. You went out on a journey to test it out.
Yeah.
फिर क्या बड़ी बात आगे?
घर पे बनाना शुरू किया. Then we went on to Reddit. We discovered meads we asked somebody कैसे बनाते हैं. There were about 5-6 options that popped up.
Forums.
Yeah.
One easy was just mix water, honey, and put in some yeast and leave it for a few days.
Okay.
So in his nani's house, washing machine ke bazu mein, there was a glass carboy with some honey, water, yeast. This guy started a batch, and 45 days later, he called me and said, "Batch is ready. Come down." So I was in Bangalore, so found reason to come down to Pune.
Yeah.
Drank it. Tasted like he says it tasted like shit. I was high 15 minutes. I said this is like 9:30, 10 in the morning. So this is what we want to make in the future.
And you all did
So
alcohol proofing मतलब कुछ नहीं.
We had no idea.
No idea. Our
No.
family was scared that we will go blind.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right?
People-
So some friends actually, not family. Family had no clue we were up to this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we made a bunch of. So we made the first batch. He swore he will never make it again.
You got cheap alcohol.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
the type burns going down.
Santra types.
I was like,
Santra type.
I was like,
Narangi,
Santra.
Santra.
I was like, we made that. But he's like, kudos to him. He said, Rohan, I think we're onto something. Let's make another batch. And the second batch was
It's so
with.
cheap to get high. Yeah. Like this is the easiest way to get high. So he
Yeah.
made another batch, and I think over 3-4 batches, the liquid was slightly better. It was still bad through and through. Friends were being given the bottle. Friends were saying, "Mat last time का bottle पड़ा हुआ है, no drink one more." वो सब हो रहा था.
Shit. और
And then we chanced upon a bunch of brewers, home brewers in Pune and Mumbai, and then started getting some inputs from them. We went to Nashik and spoke to a few winemakers. They gave us some ideas, but again, nobody was doing anything with meats. So we started to then temperature control it. उसके लिए भी we went down to Junna Bazaar in Pune,
wow.
picked up a Coca-Cola fridge, rigged the controllers with again some home brewing setup. Somebody makes a small controller that can be used for home brewing. So we got that controller.
That is crazy.
And this was being done in his Nani's house. Nani was living with him, so the house was empty. So this was the nonsense that we were up to. But then the liquid started to really taste good.
Mhm.
As in, we thought it was really tasty good. And
Not just us, even our friends thought it tasted good. So
those guys who used to just be nice to us when I'm suddenly saying, "Acha."
How did your friends end up coming? And you were just calling in friends कि आओ दारू पियो भंडो के जाओ.
So actually, I'd moved back from. So I was in Gujarat
हाँ.
before this. I was running Nitin Consulting में था. मैं पीतल की भट्टी संभाल रहा था
हाँ.
किसी और की.
You know why we needed daru?
Gujarat.
पीतल मतलब ब्रास का काम.
Brass का. I was like induction furnace. I was running
Crazy.
a extrusion plant over there.
Crazy.
Like dealing with 1100 degrees Celsius. Like fun stuff. Core engineering. So from there to this, which is not core engineering, but still as much fun. In this time, while I was moving back to Pune, I was heavily into board games. So all my friends would come over to play board games, and Meads goes really well with Dungeons and Dragons. So I was like, it just, kind of everything kind of just merges well together. So it started off like almost like a novelty thing, but then it became like, as Nitin said, the batches got better. They started enjoying it, and there came a time when they were like, can we buy a few bottles?
No. First it was barter.
Huh.
First it was barter. So we said, "तुम मुझे honey दो, हम तुम्हें दारू देंगे." So that was happening.
That was the best
that-
deal, I think.
For us, we were like, honey is most expensive thing is honey.
True.
Give us the honey. We'll convert it into alcohol and we'll share.
And at this time, your barrels, or how big were they? The barrels?
20 liter
20
batches.
liter batches. Distillery jars वो होता है ना distillery का वो use हो रहा था.
And उस time मतलब Reddit से ही सब हो रहा था and experimenting more and trying.
हाँ मतलब Reddit से हम थोड़े ऊपर आ गए थे.
अच्छा.
But we were still doing time pass.
There was one book that was bought on fermentation.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
So that little nerding out he was doing. And then it came to a stage where we started to think about it and say, we've given them honey, we're giving it free of cost, they're giving us honey, पैसे भी बना रहे.
बिल्कुल.
So we started to ask them, okay, we will give it to you, but you got to थोड़ा सा monetary exchange. We said we'll control the honey.
Mm-hmm.
You give us some cash for this. That moved to a stage where it was what you just started this thing with, right? The whole concept of moonshine is, so that happened in a very, let's just say it wasn't, that kind of volume was not well appreciated by his father, who found out.
he walked in one day to my grandmom's house. Kitchen में 2 fridge हैं. Regular fridge, second Coke वाला fridge. उसके अंदर I think 200 liter was, no, so 100 liters was fermenting away. Then he walks into one of the bedrooms. The bed is gone. The mattress is up against the wall, and behind the mattress there's like at least 200 liters just aging away. And again, that time all our meads were wine-like meads. This is
10%, 12%, 14%.
Non-carbonated, and will make you taste one as well.
Wow, I would love to.
Yeah, so these are all the meads that we're doing at that point in time. And so he walks in, and age is really good with meads.
Mm-hmm.
Like the longer you age, the better it gets. And my dad's like, okay, this is not very legal. Okay, I was trying to find a safe way of saying that. This is not very legal. He said, either you stop this or you go legal. Your choice.
Yeah.
And I think to his surprise and to our surprise, we were like, you know what? Let's just go and see kya hota hai. How do we go legal?
Very honestly, we both said हाँ करेंगे, and then I came back. I'd moved to Pune. I moved to Bombay by then.
That was actually my next question. This time, were you here?
No. I was in Bangalore when this whole story started. Then he was in Jamnagar. Then he moved to Pune. I moved to Bombay. And it had, when we say we were doing this thing, it had reached that stage where 1970s से दिखाते हैं, 1970s, 80s movies, bumper to bumper गाड़ी, where it would stock moving from one vehicle to the other.
Crazy.
That was the shit we were doing in the morning.
तस्करी बोलते हैं जिसे.
पूरा, हाँ. So that whole bootlegging thing was happening in a big scale, and it had reached a stage where I would take it back home, and my wife and I, after my daughter slept, we would take like a little siphon tube, करके we would take out the stuff, and then we would bottle it. And then I had this lovely parking, since I was like a director type था, तो good parking spot. तो जाके parking spot पे गाड़ी के अंदर पूरा दारू भरा हुआ है. 6 o'clock office closes, bar would open, everybody from HR director were given a bottle.
That is crazy.
So we did this to a stage where it had gotten, I mean, let's just say a lot of holidays were sponsored in cash. And I never wanted to turn it into a business. Though I used to complain every evening, अरे रोहन कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. Till one day I remember my wife asked, तू क्या कर रहा है? तू भी इधर ही बैठा है. उठ के जा. And wife is good Jew. So for her that
before all of this, I would like to say something that for legal reasons, I want to say that none of this stuff happened in India.
ये सब अमेरिका में हो रहा था.
Yeah, because इंडिया में होता तो शक्तिमान से भी टैक्स मांगा था एक एपिसोड.
बस.
Have you seen that episode though?
No, I haven't. But tell me more. I want to know more about this episode.
He's been caught by the mob, and the cops are like, "तूने टैक्स नहीं दिया है, तू भी तो कमाता होगा, तू फैक्ट्री नहीं करी?"
This is for real.
Yeah. I'm not even joking, bro. I flipped watching that episode. मैंने उसको ढूंढ के देखा है.
Please, can you share a link? I want to watch.
100%. I'll send you a reel right away while driving today.
That's too good.
But yeah, they were not here. They were somewhere. I think
America.
America.
Where home brewing is legal. Yeah.
So we did that there. And then finally we came back to
India. तो जब वापस आए and you all work together right now, and dad ने बोला let's now get it legalized.
Yeah.
Like, did you all think he's for real? या मतलब you all were for real कि हाँ ये कर ही रहे इतना time spend कर रहे हैं हम लोग.
We didn't think he was for real for sure because it was more my dad's quite a diplomat. He won't say like he'll be like no.
I don't think he thought we will go and actually meet the excise office.
Oh shit.
For us also, we were like, you know what? We were what, 32, 33 at that point in time? 32, we were like, what's the worst that will happen? We'll go nowhere. No? So let's take a shot. So I went to excise office, and this is how clueless I was. I went to central excise office. I didn't know that alcohol is a state excise office domain. So they're like, you come to the wrong office, go to that building. So I went over there, and I was like, whom do I talk to? They were like, I want to ferment honey. And they said, meet the superintendent of excise and of Pune. And I sat outside the office, gave my name. 20 minutes later, I get called in, and I said, "This is what I want to do." And he said, "You can't. You can ferment fruits to make fruit wine. You can ferment grapes to make grape wine. You cannot ferment honey to make honey wine. It's not legal."
Wow, and that's been said in the constitution के rule में, मतलब there's something in there.
So
यार
it's-
हमारा अल्कोहल रूल 1910 में कहीं किसी कर्नल बैकफोर्ड ने लिखा है.
some Gora guy wrote the rule, and it has been adopted into this thing, and just
Gora guy forgot to write mead. So here we are trying to get something
Oh
clear.
shit! I cannot imagine that.
And see, you have to understand the background is very important in all this.
Yeah,
Service class backgrounds.
yeah,
I think as far as we can remember, nobody has done a business in both our families.
yeah.
3 points of contact गवर्नमेंट के साथ अपना. एक रहा था पासपोर्ट ऑफिस, उसमें भी लगता है मस्त है, लेकिन फिर पता चलता है TCS है. बाद में पता चलता है अच्छा यहाँ पे रुक गया है, क्यों लंबा है, अच्छा यहाँ से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया शुरू होता है. So that was one touch point. Second touch point was RTO, और वो भी अभी बाईपास हो गया. एजेंट्स है करके
बिल्कुल,
दे.
बिल्कुल.
एक जगह पे जहाँ पे एजेंट्स काम नहीं करते वो SBI.
हाँ.
That's the third average Indians touch point. Last time, by the way, I said this in a Meadery tour, and there was a girl who did not smile, and I asked her, "I'm sorry, anybody out here who is working in SBI?" And she raised her hands. I'm like, "What?" Real story. This is last Sunday.
That is crazy. ये तो reel बनेगा.
So, but yeah, these are the only 3 touch points. So for us, excise was a different animal altogether, and we realized there are so many other departments. Excise is not the only one. There are so many other departments that I think for our life, in our whole family history, nobody has met those departments at any point.
Let's just go back, like excise department, ये department, because I know, yeah, gatekeepers भी कितने हैं in this kind of business, right? There are people who don't let you in, shelf space, नहीं, कुछ नहीं. Like I've done a lot of research also myself about it. So how did it start? कैसे हुआ फिर?
So, the first part was actually straightforward. Excise, Pollution Control Board, FSSAI, all of fire department, all of these things were relatively easy in the first part.
And the toughest one, by the way, was excise. And here's the good thing that happened. The person we met came from the SP that Rohan was mentioning, came from this tribal district in Maharashtra, where he knew that such a liquid is being made even today in the tribal areas.
Wow.
So that was the only sort of silver lining in the last phase. So he said, I kind of know what you're trying to do, but there is no category.
And he said, I'll guide you. He like, काम बहुत है. You'll have to go all the way up to change the law. मंत्रालय पे जाना पड़ेगा. And Nitin and I were like, we have zero political connect. Right?
Yeah.
We're like, हमसे तो ना होएगा. But again, it was that with 32. What's the worst that will happen, right? We'll give up in some time. Also, we also decided between the two of us. He was married. He had a child. He was having another one. Not in that moment, but yeah.
This is a fun podcast, guys.
And so I was like, I have none of those liabilities. So I moved back in with my parents, which at 32 is quite tough to do. And I was like, ठीक है, I'll go sit outside excise office. But he like काम बहुत है. The SP said काम बहुत है, but करना पड़ेगा. I was like, that's all we have.
Yeah.
And we were so clueless about stuff. Like people, once somebody asked me, again, nobody really asked me for money. I had thought it's going to be a corrupt thing. I was going to be asking for cash all the time. No one really did. The few times they did, I didn't even understand they were asking for money. Once someone said, the file moved to the next table, and someone's like, sir, chai pani. I'm like, chalo na baar. And I took him out for a chai. I'm like, pani bhi loge, nahi chai kafi. So that's how
by the way, all this is real story. We are not made up.
That guy like became a friend afterwards. Okay, like, he was again quite supportive, and I think it was our naivety which most people found amusing, and they were like,
endearing.
They found it endearing. They're like, chal madad kar hi leta inka.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it took time, but in all of this, we actually got to meet the 2.5 years. We got to meet the excise minister of Maharashtra, Bhavin sir. Great meeting. I'll tell you about that meeting also. But that shit happened. Like, we managed to make it happen. We got the law changed for us.
Bro, people see the badging, they see the product, they drink, but they don't really understand what all goes through. They think कोई तो रहेगा, उसके पास पैसा आया, उसने बना दिया.
दारू का नाम सुनते ही लोगों को लगता है बहुत पैसा है.
Exactly. इनका तो है, इन्होंने खोल दिया. इनका क्या जा रहा है? इन्होंने टीम बनाई, badging करो, ये करो, production खोला, और you all put out a new category in the market, right?
Yeah.
Like meat था ही नहीं.
Yeah,
So that is the craziest thing that I think I've heard कि किसने अपना पूरा एक नया मतलब एक
नया कैटेगरी
कैटेगरी खोल दिया है.
Yeah.
तो उसके बाद now you know that you've got the green light.
Yeah.
उसके बाद क्या हुआ?
ऐसे नहीं थे. दो साल लगा. जो भी थोड़ा we raised some money from friends, family. Most of the money was over. जो बचा था ये जो एक small section of the shed जो है RCC का section जो है.
What I showed you first,
Yeah.
the first
So
part.
this place we found because सस्ता था. ये Pirangut was nobody was here. There were 1 or 2 places here, and it was came at a steal at that point.
Yeah.
So we said we'll take it. It was a small 1300 square feet, 30 साल पुराना shed.
बिल्कुल.
करो. So we took that place. 2 साल rent भी भरा उसका without having to
Wow.
put anything inside because that is the rule. You could get a place, pay the rent, and then apply for license. So finally, when I think we had the last few days left, we put whatever little money we had and got 2 tanks. So अंदर अगर जाके देखोगे तो you'll see 2 tanks which are this black in
Black
color.
in color, yeah.
We call them our
That,
there. Yeah, you met our ugly ducklings. So we call them our ugly ducklings.
Crazy.
not
Both
this.
those tanks are that's Rohan's joke, which is immortalized in whatever. So then we went to Borealy, got insulation, saved some money, did the insulation on our own. जो भी pipeline सब steel के है, तभी Syntex का plastic PVC pipe use किया था for glycol. Chilling system जो अभी काफी अच्छा वाला chilling system, तभी एक got a 3-ton AC का compressor, एक Syntex tank, उसके अंदर copper coil डाल के glycol लगा के वैसे.
और ये आप लोगों का इंजीनियरिंग था दोनों का मतलब.
इसका engineering था मेरा.
So was you like behind the whole
Jugaad. There was so much
crazy?
jugaad.
That is crazy.
हाँ,
There was no guidance कि कोई खड़ा है यहाँ पे. I know how to do it. सब मैं US से आया हूँ बताने के लिए. I know I do this.
No.
नहीं, but here's the thing. US गए थे हम लोग क्योंकि हमने बोला ना हम लोग meats बना रहे थे. First 10-20 meats the ones that we ever made or the ones we ever tasted were our own. हमें लगा हम तो अभी temperature control भी आ गया. अपन सबसे best meats बना.
Can I give my butter chicken example?
हाँ.
Okay, so imagine this. You have never had butter chicken in your life. Your friends have never had butter chicken in your life. You see a recipe, you're like, this fucking sounds great. You're like, मैं butter chicken बनाएगा. Then you make butter chicken. You eat it, you're like, not bad. Next batch of butter chicken is better, and you're like, I am making the best butter chicken in the world.
दिल्ली जाते हो.
मैं धंधा शुरू करने वाला हूँ. You like, मैंने license के लिए apply किया. And then one day, your friend or your business partner's wife brings back, this is what happened with his wife. She brought back Meads in this analogy.
Butter
She
chicken
brought back
from
butter
Moti
chicken
Mahal.
from Moti Mahal or Gulati.
High five to
Right?
that. This happened with me yesterday.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And you taste it and you're like, what the fuck have I been making? Right? And then you're like, the only way I will get better is if I go to Moti Mahal and I work inside that kitchen for free for some time.
True.
And that's what I did.
Yeah, so Moti Mahal wasn't calling us. That's the problem.
So Chandni, if you're watching this, you'll have fun.
So there was no Moti Mahal who said come. So he wrote an email. Free Indian labor for your Christmas requirement. If you say yes, we will come. You don't have to pay us anything.
Oh.
Us, nahi, him. I had not quit my job. So one Meadery on the East Coast said, Aja. So Bhai Sahab went there, couch surfed his way, spent about 3-4 weeks there, learnt the deal that he had with the couch surfing partner was you cook the food and you bring the grocery. I will pick you up and drop you and give you a place to stay.
She gave me the car. Not pick me, but
Wow.
she
she
gave
gave
me
him
her
the-
car keys. And I'm like, Elizabeth, she was 70. And I'm like, I don't have a license. She's like, there are no cops here, Rohan. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So every day I was driving a brown kid, no license, rural Pennsylvania, driving to work.
Let's go.
And I cooked her Indian food twice a week for her and her family. That was fun.
So that's
That's
where
mad.
we learned, he learned mead making. And then our meads got significantly better. That's the right word.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of this led to these tanks coming in, that जुगाड़ of machine. Then हमें याद आया कि tanks आ गए, सब आ गए, इसको bottle कैसे करना है? Because we had not thought of bottling machine properly. फिर handheld bottling machine.
Designed off of YouTube.
Oh.
Literally saw a YouTube video. We were like, ये parts चाहिए. Went to the hardware store, picked them up, put it.
Cap it and all that, right?
Capping machine was again smuggled in from the US. There was a small craft hand capper. एक साल उसको चलाया. Man,
But
the
a
labeling machine
friend-
was something I.
But a friend we met, so who also helped us design tanks.
Uh-huh.
So he saw this and he said, क्या बनाया तुमने? We are literally holding bottles between our legs and bottling it. So we realized, he's like, can I make a machine out of this? So he said, कैसे? So then कुछ तो तीनों ने इसने उसने जुगाड़ किया. Finally got a machine that we have now nicknamed Dhanno. So Dhanno
Still there.
6 साल हो गए. Our bigger machine that we later bought for a lot of money still has preventive maintenance, breakdown problems. Dhanno is 6 years, no problem, 4 heads, manual machine, still
works.
firing on full cylinders.
That is crazy.
And that's why we call it Dhanno, दौड़ते रहती है.
बिल्कुल.
तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
I have the thing, if ever there's a museum of moonshine, Dhanno will be behind glass and it'll say in case of emergency, break glass.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And that works without electricity, right?
No, it needs electricity.
It's power.
It needs power, but not much.
Very,
Okay,
very power.
that is crazy, bro. ये सब तो हुआ फिर. Y'all made batches. Were you trying just normal honey mead, or you were incorporating flavors with it at this
So,
point?
one more thing, even with the honey, we initially were doing store-bought honey.
Ah.
5 letters starts with D or 7 letters starts with P, right? The honey, the meads were okay, but again, a lot of people started asking us, ki, you want to start a business, but honey hai kya country? So I did a course in beekeeping, and from the Central Bee Research and Training Institute, and got to meet beekeepers, got to understand the supply chain better, got to understand the raw material better. Realized that India is a net exporter of honey. I think we're the 4th largest exporter
Fourth or fifth largest
in the world. Like 65,000 tons last year.
75.
Are you hearing this?
75,000, yeah. It's nuts, 75,000 tons last year. And, but not enough consumption within the country. Because most of us are using cane sugar and not honey.
So that's why we don't even know if honey exists or not. Because
Exactly.
we were having a conversation a couple of days before.
So here's a fun fact, no? Global average consumption of honey is about 700 grams. ये global average में याद रखो, India is about 1/5 of this global average, and it is 700 grams.
Yeah.
India alone is 30 grams. So the 700 actually is even higher. Most of these guys are consuming close to 900 grams. हम लोग
crazy.
we are pulling the
Average down.
down.
Yeah.
And everybody is, even poorer nations than India are incorporating more honey in their daily life. There are countries who consume as much honey in a day as we consume as a per capita in a year.
That
And it
is
is
mental.
It's messed up. So that's the realization over time that we have. Honey का कोई shortage नहीं
But
है.
that's only happened like in these initial years, right? पहले तो ancient India and things, honey was like
Honey was very
was a-
important.
yeah.
It started to die out as, I don't know how sugar started to become so much simpler,
Yeah.
so much cheaper, and people started to switch.
yeah.
And our goal suddenly inside from making meads and became a little more slightly larger umbrella requirement is we are here to make people consume honey in a faster way.
But that's
That
also
became-
helping bees and
Exactly.
a lot of things, right? That's
Yeah.
the biggest
It's
thing
got
right
the
now.
closest connection to sustainability and environment you will find any alcohol.
This is more sustainable than anything else. Anything,
can
any other
imagine
alcoholic
that.
beverage you drink,
Yeah.
this is more sustainable because if you're drinking a beer or a wine, a farmer has had to grow barley
Yeah,
or has had to grow grapes to make that beer or wine.
बिल्कुल.
And that means arable land, जो फसल के लिए जा सकता था, खाने के लिए जा
Yeah.
सकता था, went into growing cash crop for
Yeah,
alcohol.
true.
With moonshine, or not moonshine, sorry, with meads, okay, I forget sometimes we're not the category.
So you can say with moonshine.
Yeah, yeah,
I
with
say with
moonshine.
moonshine.
For me,
With-
there's only one mead in India. That's
Bas,
moonshine.
bas. So that.
So with,
Amen.
with moonshine, what happens is beekeepers are putting the bee boxes around farmland.
Yeah.
So the farmer benefits because whatever they're growing has better yields. The quality of yield improves.
Wow.
Okay, and because of pollination,
Yeah.
because of cross pollination, the beekeeper makes money. Okay,
So you
and
made an ecosystem
you
that sustains
literally-
everyone.
Exactly. And from a sustainable perspective, it is a +1 to the value stream of alcohol for
course.
sure, but it's also a +1 to the value stream of food.
Yeah.
Which in any other alcohol, it's a -1 to the value stream of food because that was arable land, tillable land was that could have been used to grow food crop. It was used to grow cash crop instead.
I think most of you all not even think कि ऐसा मतलब एक plan रहता है which is actually helping the whole, you know,
Yeah.
ecosystem.
And becoming high is central to the process.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Save the world, drink some moonshine.
Always, man. तुम लोग क्या कर रहे हो? I always say moonshine.
Okay, and I'm ordering my second bite.
No, this is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
You know, the one thing crazy about this is, even though it's not that cold, after a sip, you feel a tinge of kuch thanda in your mouth. And this is with kokum, I believe.
This is
Kokum,
kokum, yeah.
ginger, salt.
Salt.
Oh,
and
that is
honey.
crazy. Beautiful.
Have you tried this? Honestly?
But I wouldn't mind another one of that. You can
Okay,
go for
one
it
more.
right now.
I'll think.
Beautiful, bro. I think you have converted me full time now.
Beer एक और बार बोलो.
किसने बोला?
ब्रो बोला उसने.
Bro बोला.
bro.
Beer नहीं
Bro.
बोला कभी bro. मैं टैटू कराने वाला हूँ मीट का. So for me, I got introduced to mead is through Swig.
Okay.
Back in the day, I think 2018 or
One of our first
17, I think. It was only apple, I think, or coffee.
Apple
And
coffee.
it had a different badging back then. You had a
Yeah, yeah.
different
You had M.
M.
yeah. And it was always on the table. Shout out them also. It was always on the table.
Anyway, they're coming this
Yeah.
Sunday to do a brunch here at the Meadery.
I might come down if I'm around.
Aajo.
Yeah, if I'm around, yes. So that's how I got introduced, and it was like my to go kind of thing. So I switched from the B's to the M's. And I really want to tell you this. जो वो पी के होता है ना, ये पी के गेम हो जाता है लोगों का. I've seen people on the podcast come, have one, drink another, have another one. 3 drinks के बाद वो वेट कर रहे हैं, मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ, मुझसे सवाल पूछेगा या मैं पूछूं.
Yeah, this creeps up on you, right?
Yeah,
Should I open for you?
for sure.
ठंडा है.
You want to open?
Yeah.
It's a fun, yeah.
I want to do this. Zoom करने का इस पे later in the edit. What a wow. But this is amazing, bro. I'm taking this home, by the way.
Yeah. So he put a boring opener on the table. I said, get the good one. It's so fun.
Now I've seen like four flavors. So now I think you have how many in total? 8?
Totally, we've done, I think, 15 or
15
16
more total.
commercially.
No, which are out right now
out.
everywhere.
So apple, coffee, traditional, always
Lemon
out.
tea. Lemon tea,
Lemon
always.
tea mead also always out. Now the salted kokum is a small drop that's happening.
Ooh, wow.
Good, right?
Ooh,
Get in
this
there.
is great.
Thank you. Slight heat at the back palate.
Wow.
That's the bhut jalokya. So it's very, very subtle heat. We put very little of the bhut jalokya
And you're sourcing it also.
from Assam. This comes from Nagaland. We have the supplier is based out of Assam. So from Nagaland, he collects it, gets it packed in Assam, and then it comes to us.
That's amazing, bro. That's one tasty mead.
Thank you.
Guys, please try out the mango chili mead if you're around. If you cannot, come down to Pune.
And if it's out in the market,
Yes. It's not.
this is not out in the market yet.
Oh, sorry, guys. Very sorry.
So the one that you have there, the salted kokum, this guy, these two. These are only going to be available between now and maybe June.
'Cause
And
is
after
it
that, we
seasonal?
will
Seasonal
and
stuff.
after that, we will not make it at all till the next year.
How do you come up with the consistency with the
We
mangoes?
don't.
So it changes from season to season. Because the thing is, we're using real fruits, we're
Exactly.
using real spices.
Yeah.
There will be a change from batch to batch.
Exactly.
And that 19 piece, we are proud of. Because
Bilkul.
for us, I love this line Nitin uses.
Yeah.
He let the day each one of our batches tastes exactly like the previous one,
Yeah.
you know we're fucking with the product.
Moonshine पीना बंद कर दो. Straight up.
Yeah.
So the day it is consistent, बहुत सारे batches पे सब एक ही taste कर रहा है.
बिल्कुल,
But
बिल्कुल.
Then stop drinking completely.
So we want to be in the 19 piece range.
Bilkul.
Right? We
I
don't
get-
want to be at the 19.99 and B's range.
I get your point
Yeah.
because आपके लिए अभी भी it's the whole process matters, right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
like a
always
brainchild.
gonna remain craft,
You're in the lab.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. अगर वो हो गया तो point ही क्या है?
Point ही
फिर?
क्या है?
Exactly. Yeah.
I get it.
Also, this wasn't a हम business शुरू करेंगे, क्या business शुरू करें, इस पे शुरू करते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
This was a hobby and a passion project which became a business.
True.
So the values that we held true to us, because this is what we wanted to drink. So for us, I don't want to drink, like, and I can speak for him also, we don't want to drink artificial flavors, we don't want to drink artificial colors, we don't want to drink aromas, right? Fake aromas added. We want to drink stuff which is natural.
True.
So, and we realize that there are more consumers out there who also want the same thing. So, it
That
just
signifies. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
The signification of that is to looking at how you work and what your ethics are with work also.
So the reason why, in fact, the salted kokum tastes salty is because the kokum that we get comes in preserved in salt. We have an option. We can also get kokum in sugar,
Okay.
but then we have a no sugar policy. So everything that comes into the meadery cannot have sugar in it, which is why that comes the way it comes.
That
Yeah,
is
so no
crazy.
cane sugar, even like literally for a tea and coffee, like there's no cane sugar inside the packet. There's no dabba of chini. If anyone wants any sweetener in their coffee, please there's some honey, add that honey.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. अभी थोड़ा वापस चले गया. Back rewind कर
Yes,
रहे हैं.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
तो अपन अभी बॉटलिंग
अभी
कर
तो
रहे थे.
ड्रिंकिंग सेशन हो जाएगा.
Labeling जब शुरू हुआ तो like this guy was saying we got like this hand crank machine.
Yeah.
and labeling used to happen with that. And over time, as and when we started to get more and more capital coming in, we started buying more tanks. So you'll see the smaller tanks are 2 colors here, and then you'll see the bigger tanks progressively getting. So that happened. Then one fine day we realized that hand dhanno can't keep up with the volumes. बहुत सारा.
How did like what were your steps to get in capital? That because I know that's the hardest thing. And now and everyone's seen you on Shark Tank also, right? And that was a crazy episode because you all were bosses, absolute savages. What I like to say, like you all didn't give fucks. You all just came at fun and पूरे देश को बोल के गए कि moonshine पीना.
The actual
pretty much.
The actual problem was the good part was it was even worse than they put it out. I think whoever edited it, shout out. Because they really made the brand look fine, but us look like dicks. But which was fine. Our biggest fear was the brand will look like a dick because, well, a lot of things were said in the sets which no need for it. But anyway, but it did the job.
Yeah,
we went purely from the objective. What Anupam Mittal said, ना? आप तो advertising के लिए आए हो. सच बात है हम एडवर्टाइजिंग के लिए ही गए थे
and you all didn't deny that shit.
Yeah.
You all were there straight up कि हाँ है. I saw the smirk on his face also. He was there. He's like,
that was where it all went downhill from there. Rohan Papa was like full poker face saying no no no, and I was like hey. And Anupam was also being very chalu. We had pitched to Anupam at a valuation that the counter valuation he gave us. We had pitched to him 5 crores less than that counter valuation.
2 years
back, and our revenue had almost tripled after that. So even he was also messing around.
Of course.
उसको भी पता था क्या हो रहा है.
बिल्कुल.
So I mean, two can play a game,
but
that's what he told us.
End of the day.
It was win-win.
Yeah. And I like the fact that Meads been recognized everywhere right now. People are actually changing, and especially Bangalore.
Yeah.
Like you're talking
Bangalore has
about
been a
the other
beautiful
day.
market for us.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's been like touch wood. Although, so we got some market research done, right?
Did you?
Yeah.
Finally.
For the first time in 6 years,
6 years.
we're like, we can afford some market research. And we're like, just want to understand, because when we started, if you ask 1,000 people, how many of you know what a mead is? One person would have said yes, I know what it is.
Not even one.
Not even one. And it would have been coming from where? From, they would have read the same books we would have read.
Of course.
Or
they would have been nerds like us.
Yes.
कि कहीं गए बाहर कभी पिया कुछ अच्छा.
Something like that.
बाहर भी नहीं पिया है. My wife couldn't find a bottle of mead. Though I kept telling her it is available, she had to go to some 10-15 shops to finally find it.
In the US.
In the US.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So even back in 2014-15, it was just like a very, very nascent category, even in the US. So for us, it was, no one knows what moonshine is. Again, we're not
What
the
moonshine is.
What moonshine is? This is
Stick
moonshine.
to that. Brand.
इंडिया में मीट को moonshine बोलते हैं.
हाँ. जैसे अभी
nice.
Xerox. ये इसके लिए तो मैं भी करता. See, because Xerox and photocopying, that's what moonshine and mead is.
Exactly.
Moonshine बुला सकता है.
So we got the market research done. We had this agency, they had people standing at the exits of wine shops. And we chose 5 wine shops in Bangalore, which do well for us, and 5 wine shops in Bombay, which do well for us. We asked them, how many of you are aware of what mead is? How many of you are aware of what moonshine is? Our brand awareness, on an average, is about 9%. So out of 100 people walking out of these shops, 9 people knew what moonshine is. Which at one level, we'll be like, man, 6 years, at 5 years we've been working on this, like shit, only 9%. But then another way of looking at it is that
that's still good, I feel.
It's actually not just good. Think of it this way.
No, like
there's 91% upside. There's 91% growth to
when
do.
I look at gin also, bro, 4 साल पहले, like 6 साल, 7 साल ले लो.
Yeah.
People in Pune, you drink gin, अरे वो तो लड़कियाँ पीती हैं.
Yeah.
So I think
It's
for a
changed.
mead and a category you've made, 9% that you've come to right now. End of the year it's going to be 16, 20. It's I think y'all are working your ass off to like make it happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, we're the only people doing it. I know you're shaking your head, but we're the only people doing it. I mean, sure, there are others also, but predominantly it's us.
No, because it's hypocritical sometimes seeing people who laughed at gin now just drinking gin and tonic. ये तो afternoon drink है, मेरे को ज्ञान दे रहे हैं about how you drink gin. मैंने कहा okay good. तू क्या पीता? मैंने कहा mead. Or like you know, तो लोगों को पता चल रहा है धीरे-धीरे.
Yeah.
I think it's only gonna be a tough job
been
here.
Good, but it's still a
Slow. The thing is,
लगेगा.
it takes tenacity. One
course.
thing we have realized is in Alcobev, nothing is going to happen overnight. You have to dig your heels.
Things happen overnight. Somebody
After
told
10
us
years.
that after 10 years, you'll become an overnight success.
So the word of the day here is mead.
Mead, yes.
If you could define mead in a line, what is it?
Fermented, alcohol made from honey is mead.
Moonshine.
Moonshine is mead.
Bus. Full
Khatam.
stop. Udhar it's
It's alcohol made from honey. And I think people keep thinking honey can ferment, honey से alcohol बन सकता है? हाँ, बन सकता है. Honey doesn't spoil. Honey is naturally, you can have honey going back to 3,000 years.
Yeah.
And people in Egyptian tombs have opened up like
Tombs
and they've tasted honey.
Yeah. So it doesn't spoil.
So it doesn't spoil. But if you dilute it with water, you add some yeast, you add the right nutrients, and you do what we do, you can convert that honey into alcohol, which is mead.
And can this be kept, as you say, aging a mead?
Ages well, yes.
on records, we say 24, 12, I
Best
think
before
18 to
18
24
months.
Yeah.
But off the records, you can keep it for as long. I got a bottle. I got like a case from almost 3-4 years now. And
Wow.
One of our regular customers tagged us on Instagram 2 days ago. Del's Plate. And she had a bottle of the original bottle. She just tagged and
You
left
can
it.
give a shout out to her also, bro. All the
Yeah,
OG.
so I was like, how is it tasting? She's like, I'm not opening it.
Oh,
She's like, I'm just preserving this for posterity.
We went to meet our board, and our board meeting was on, and it was in his house, our board member, and he took out some bottles. And he saw, while the regular bottles were open, some of them were the old. And he turned it around 2020 ka batch tha. We said, can we keep those two? Please don't open it. He borrowed one, I borrowed one, brought it home.
Crazy. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
So
Because it tastes much better with that.
I can imagine. Now I know with few badges I'm keeping.
Yeah.
2030 में बात करेगा उसके
There is a guy, Hansel Vaz, he's the founder of Kazulo as well, in Goa.
Yeah.
He has laughingly looked at us and said, I have the first batch of every one of your releases in Goa. And I have it. Do you have it? I said, no. Okay. He's like, buy it from me at premium.
उसके घर का एड्रेस पता है
मैं बोलता हूँ ना
रात को निंजाएंगे
So, he's got the stuff.
if you ballet in, you
the lasers. Bro, I think we are a bunch of like crazy guys who are sitting together today. अपन अभी ये बताओ, like when you're figuring out what to make, what ingredients to use, how to have fun with it, because I know when I sit and I'm talking to you, you're not the ones who are like rule ये हम यही करेंगे. You are the guys who are like हम ये क्यों नहीं try करते हैं, कुछ अलग try करते हैं, ये क्यों नहीं बनाते हैं.
हमने मछली का मीट बनाया भाई, उससे खराब नहीं और कोई मीट नहीं बन सकता है.
That is crazy.
so cut का भी
हाँ.
It was horrible. I don't know why we did it. It was a stupid idea.
So our colleague Yogesh has had a mead and he called his mother and said, आपने करेला इतने दिन ट्राई किया, मैंने नहीं पिया.
नहीं खाया.
लेकिन मैं अभी करेले का मीट पी रहा है because it actually tastes good. We made a karela and beetroot meat.
Shout out to Yogi.
So yeah, but
crazy.
So meads are a blank canvas. Like unlike a beer or a wine where you have that maltiness or you have the taste of a white wine.
So everybody's got so many rules around it. No, कि ये ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. Hefeweizen has to taste like this.
That's another thing.
And
there is no rule book for us.
Exactly.
Like so, if there's no rule book, we are defining the rules and we are doing whatever we
You know, there are
want.
a lot of people who come down who are in the TV scene and they do a lot of tasting and they're like, oh, part of the page 3 and maate hai, ye acha hai. If any guy alive or dead that you would want to sit and just have a conversation with from old private and living channels or anything,
Anthony Bourdain. Oh man,
let's go.
All of us.
Bro,
Yeah. Same.
he was on my mind.
He's the only
honestly.
person.
Yeah.
It would be crazy. I'm just imagining him sitting, with his just sitting,
Yeah.
opening a book and just enjoying a meal and
Every
talking to you all.
week. Even this guy doesn't know. I watch 2 of his 20-minute. Sometimes it's the same repeat thing. It's just the way he romances the food and the way he talks about it very nonchalantly. Absolutely
No,
love.
but he was an OG. Like he was a
Yeah.
guy
The
who
OG,
would
yeah.
not care sitting anywhere, talking to anyone anyway.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't there for the camera. He was there for like himself
For
and
himself.
his heart.
I think his best episodes have been when he's on a plastic table in a plastic
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah.
Like, those are the best
100%.
episodes. Yeah.
I watched his Vietnam episode, I think about 6 or 7
I
times.
don't know why I asked this question. It's just meant to be.
But
So,
you were
like,
thinking the same thing?
He was
The
on.
same
I was
person.
imagining him sitting next to me here.
Yeah.
That's why I asked this question. That's why I said
Him.
dead or alive.
Yeah, him.
That's crazy, guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Any new experiment you all want to do with taste? Like any new flavors you all want to experiment? कभी कि मतलब ये बनाना है मेरे
So
को.
we made something recently. We made something with pan. Again, this was
With pan.
originally Yogi's idea only. So he said, let's play with pan. So we played with Calcutta, Magai, Sada, Banarasi. Found a blend of 2 pan leaves that we
And
liked.
the thing is also because we want to use gulkan but don't want to use sugar. So
Yeah, that's another-
we made our own rose extract and added it.
Just for fun.
This,
And
that was really
It's
nice.
like indie mint.
Tasted very good.
Oh my man!
You know,
So
bachpan mein kaun
Yogi,
si
by
toffee
the way,
thi?
so I'll tell you what, he went down to Assam,
Pan-pasan.
and there was a Rajnigandha cigarette that he came back talking to us about.
What?
There's a Rajnigandha cigarette in Assam.
What?
It is it's got a flavor of Rajnigandha. And apparently he came back and this is like so good. So he said, "Chalo pan patte ke sath khelte hain." That is how this came out.
Bro, that's crazy because 5% tastes exactly like indie mint.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's the same people behind the brand.
Really?
No.
That is crazy.
I'll just make that up.
But yeah, so that's something that we're playing
For
with. right?
him, he liked pan. I really like this one mead that we made recently was the passion fruit mead. It's too expensive to put in bottles, so we put it only on tap at one place as a small trial thing. Moved well. I like that mead a lot.
बहुत महंगा है.
I just can't do it
बहुत
commercially.
महंगा है.
But
Passion fruit, right?
Yeah. But oh my god, so good. So good.
What about natural flavors that not natural flavors, things like you said कि इस मछली से हमने किया something which is very indigenous.
कड़ी पत्ता.
So Nitin's
It's like curd rice.
Nitin's calling it curry patta, but what he doesn't know was that I call it the Thair Sadam, which is
That's Tamil. I'm
Tamil.
Karnataka.
Sorry, how do you say it?
Mosaranna.
Mosaranna, which is curd rice.
Yeah.
We actually use when you back sweeten, we use honey to back sweeten. In that one, we back sweeten using lactose sugars,
Okay.
which is the natural sugars in milk.
Yeah.
So we got lactose and we kind of thing. So it gave a little creaminess, if you remember.
Ah.
So for me, it was a curd rice mead because we did the curry patta, we did the lactose sugars. It was creamier. It was a very interesting mead.
Bro, there's one place you all need to check out in Hyderabad. It's called Manam Chocolates.
Manam chocolate.
It's like a brewery of chocolates.
Oh,
When you
yes,
go
yes,
inside-
yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
So I ate a cookie there, which was a curry patta cookie. It was mental, bro. It was mental.
Okay.
So just like thinking of the curry patta meat, now I was like, yo, some mixing badgings, like yahan baithe ho, you eating it with that. That'll be
Right.
crazy.
That'll be fun.
So it's been even you had that kadi patta. It gone to somebody's place. They gave it to us. But anyway, coming back to
The
this.
perils of the job.
Yeah, coming back.
Yeah, man. So for us, we're sitting under a jamun tree. There's a jamun tree above this, and once a year, jamun falls on its own. So we
Next
collect it and we bring it all together and we make a very small batch, not to be sold.
For you.
This is only for us. So we make it. Everybody from the top to the bottom, all the team, the whole team.
I'll also
Yeah, of course.
get a badge.
You're part of the
White
fam now.
collar,
Yeah.
blue collar, everybody. We take the sum total.
Crazy.
We take the total literage. We divide it. Everybody gets a quota.
Wow.
2 bottle, आधा bottle, 1 bottle. जो excess, जो round off नहीं होता है, उसको we keep it for tasting and we show it to people.
Crazy.
But again, this is another source for our meat. So we
That's
keep
amazing.
making stuff with. जो मिलेगा, we'll give it a shot.
And that's the beauty of meads is that it's such a blank canvas. You can layer anything. We've done peanut butter jelly meads. We've done gooseberry vanilla, passion
Don't
fruit.
say
we
that.
talked
A
about.
lot of people will feel very angry. But you made a peanut butter jelly.
Yeah.
But yeah, ज़्यादा पियो तो मिलेगा.
हाँ. Or either out and spend time with us.
Yeah, please.
That's okay.
You know where the address
That's
is.
okay. That's okay.
Huh.
You know where we are based. You know where the boys are. You know where you'll find the best meats available. पहुंच जाना Sundays को.
Sundays.
Sundays
we,
को.
we
Only
do.
Sunday.
10:30 बजे.
Sharp.
नहीं उसके बाद भी अब मिलेगा.
10:30 बजे से 6:30 बजे तक आ सकते.
So we do a tour every Sunday. Not a tour, we do 2 tours every Sunday. Nitin or I kind of, and sometimes if we are both not available, then someone from the team will walk people through the
Founding
tour.
team usually.
The founding team. But there's also, it's almost like a picnic vibe. So we have chairs and long tables all the way from where we're sitting, all the way across. And
How did you think of this? Like when you had this whole place, you were like, this is where we are doing our everything, right?
we had people coming to us saying like, can we come to the Meadery and see the place?
Amazing.
So it literally, again, the demand was there. We're just catering to that.
Then again, there's an ecosystem. You have someone doing the food.
Yeah.
Again,
Some-
people coming in.
So every
That's
Sunday,
so
the
organically done.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, the food partner changes. We've got somebody called Nomad Food Project
Yeah,
who came into
yeah.
food. We've got Swig that's coming. We had Reeth who came in. We've got Dohiti coming next week. We've got Juju coming a few weeks later. So you keep changing the food partner. They come in, bring their personality type to the brand.
Of course.
We've got people asking, can we have stay also, accommodation here? Today I said no to somebody saying, यहाँ पे कोई accommodation नहीं है.
Tent it out.
पीछे वैसे बहुत जगह है.
You know? I don't mind doing that. And we've been having some crazy ideas about doing a crazy Maushi party at the brew, at the brew house.
Yes. That's in the works right
He
now.
made a very good point. You'll have to empty the tanks before you can allow people over there.
A lot of things.
That even
Peppering.
Yogesh told us. He's like, tanks को खाली करना पड़ेगा.
And proper checking bouncers के साथ कि कोई matches, कोई cigarette, कुछ नहीं आ रहा है अंदर.
That is true.
One guy drinking mead and he's like, अरे मैं DJ हूँ.
So that's actually happened with us. One intern actually hit one of the taps at the bottom, and we lost some 300 liters that in like 15 minutes.
That was actually my question. I was actually coming to what is the craziest thing a customer has said to you in the worst or the best way, and the craziest thing that you've seen happen while in the process of being Moonshine Meadery.
So craziest was that where someone like walked in and bumped into something, and like for 15 minutes, like we lost that much meat, but then my production head and me, we just sat taking turns because the meat was at like 2 degrees Celsius.
Oh shit.
So we were like holding our hands against that pot while another tank could be emptied out and cleaned so that the rest of the meat could be transferred. That was painful, but also a very entertaining day. I went home drenched in mead. Like it was interesting.
Must be smelling funny, huh?
Smelling funny as well.
And good.
Yeah.
कि ये तो tasty smell कर रहा है.
Yeah.
Actually, the car starts to stink. So we've had bottles that have suddenly popped open because capping
Old school, old 2017, 18.
and गाड़ी का पूरा seat भर गया है. And then this car has got this funny smell. And every morning you're getting up saying, इसका dry cleaning कराना है.
I think amongst the best experience has been customers saying, ये झूठ है, इसमें तो शराब है ही नहीं. And
क्या?
no, after like 2-3 sips.
क्या snake bite करते हैं क्या वो लोग?
अरे नहीं, but
After 2-3 sips, like इसमें तो I can't taste the alcohol.
जब events होते हैं, खासकर events में, these people will come in, we'll pour them a pint, we'll take the pint, they'll sip it, they come back after 3. There is no alcohol in this. I said, no ma'am, there is. Or no sir, please try. They'll continue chugging it. They'll come back and say, I'm feeling nothing. I said, okay, I'll get you another glass. Third glass, you never told me there's so much alcohol in this. I said, पहली बार बोला था.
Bro, that's the challenge I'm saying to anyone watching the podcast who's drinking moonshine and thinks कुछ नहीं होता है. एक बार balcony में आके पियो, please.
Yeah.
I'm openly inviting someone to be a guest on a podcast. Come, I will make you drink moonshine. मैं घर है मेरा, मैं सो जाऊंगा, आप कैसे जाओगे?
And it packs a punch.
Yeah, it
like
does.
when you don't realize it in the first sip or second sip, but after one pint, you realize that it packs a punch.
You're right, for sure.
Like right now, I'm drinking. I mean, it's also that I'm drinking after 3 weeks, but I'm close to slurring right now.
Yeah. Moonshine is something that my gut is good with. In the morning, I'm not shitting bricks.
Yeah.
It's no gluten.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons I don't like drinking beer too much is that a pint down and I suddenly feel bloated as fuck.
True.
Right? And
Bloated, you're burping.
and I already have a gut, right? I already have my paunch, right? And after the beer, suddenly I'm like, my t-shirt feels tighter.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking enjoy that feeling. Like, I really don't.
Bro, and the
This
pissing
stuff-
nature of it. Like,
Oh my
you
God.
can sit and not really think of,
Yeah.
"Kyare, I need to go take a piss.
Why is
Yeah,
it that? I want to do the science.
I
thing.
have no
want to
idea, but
get
I
inside.
realize that with this, I'm not just going frequently to the washroom to just drink.
That is actually true.
Yeah.
I never
Beer makes
never
you-
thought of it.
Beer makes you
But
pee
it's
so
true.
much.
Because I think as much as you are drinking moonshine, I'm drinking moonshine also now.
I think I have
every
a feeling.
episode,
I have a feeling. In the last 3 weeks, I think you've had way more moonshine than I have.
3 weeks नहीं.
तो इसने पिया नहीं है.
मैंने पिया.
इसके
No, 3
mathematics
weeks में मैं moonshine नहीं पिया, उससे पहले बहुत पिया हूँ.
Acha.
उससे पहले बहुत. तो 3 weeks.
You and I both did a detox together. Right?
Yeah, but then I ended up drinking because I meet him.
Okay.
But yeah, I think there's a lot more to talk about. The biggest thing I want to take out from this and tell people also watching and getting aware of moonshine is the whole journey that you both have gone together and the efforts you all have taken to make it approachable to everybody. Now it's available in Pune, Bangalore, Delhi.
Not Delhi.
Gurgaon, right? Gurgaon. So it's in Delhi also was
जाता
जाता है.
हिमाचल.
Are we going to Hyderabad also soon?
Soon.
Working on it.
On है.
Soon.
काम
Himachal?
चालू है.
Himachal will
है.
है.
Himalchal है.
हिमाचल है. And Dubai.
And Dubai.
And Dubai भी
The
नहीं.
Gulf.
Abu Dhabi. Gulf में it's only Abu Dhabi, Ajman and Ras Al Khaimah. अब दुबई में अभी जाएगा. Hopefully.
hopefully. But I think it's gonna happen. How things are working, running, and the awareness that's happened with Mead and especially Moonshine Mead. मेरे को ये बताइए ना आप दोनों, like I've seen y'all for I think 2018 से अभी कितना साल हो गए, 6 साल हो गए, and been drinking and being there every weekend drinking moonshine only. So, you know,
Thank you.
what is your future goals right now with what you're planning to do with the facility? And
Have you ever read Pinky and the Brain?
not read, I've watched.
Watched. So world domination.
Let's go! Pinky and the brain.
Yeah.
You know, like I really don't want to cut this episode down. I really want to talk more and chill. But
Literally, we're hitting time.
we're not hitting
close
time,
to
but
an
like it's
hour, but-
almost done in our role. Done.
Over
An
an
hour is
hour.
done, right? Easy done.
पता ही
Over
नहीं.
an hour.
हम
Hour and
पहुंचे भी
10
नहीं क्या
minutes
हुआ
ago.
पूरा स्टोरी कैसे हो, because I knew for this episode we need time,
Yeah.
because we are
Lot
such
more.
people that अपन बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं and I'm a guy who will not pace it कि भाई चलो ना जल्दी खत्म करो,
No.
because there's so much that I can also learn as a person sitting with you all both.
So I can tell you what our objective is. Nitin said earlier that in the entire duration of the last 6 years, we realized that making moonshine is great, but somewhere the purpose also shifted to getting Indians to just getting overall the nation and people even abroad, because now we're selling to the Middle East as well, to consume more honey.
Yeah.
Because in India especially, if I give you a kg of honey, that kg, like honey, it's going to sit on your shelf for what? 6 months? 7 months?
1
8
year.
months? 1 year?
Yeah.
Right? We don't use much honey. But I can convert that 1 kg of honey into 20 bottles of moonshine. Right? And that's for 5 people, 1 afternoon.
So for us, the way we look at it is whenever people come for the Meadery tours also, Sundays, we generally host about 40-50 people at a time. So generally the narrative is if all of you right now grab a pint of moonshine and finish sipping it and finish the bottle.
Yeah.
Between this little group, you guys have helped us consume about 2.5 to 3 kilos of honey.
That is
Right?
crazy.
And that
Yeah.
would have otherwise taken a family of 4 anywhere close to a year or a
easy,
little more.
easy.
And to make 63 grams, so basically 1 bottle of moonshine starts off as 63 grams, which is 12 teaspoons of honey, 10 of which convert into alcohol, 2 remain behind as sweetness. To make that 63 grams of honey, some 40-50 bees have pollinated some 4 lakh flowers,
Wow.
right?
Yep.
How much environmental impact, how much negative carbon emissions, like how much carbon sequestering has happened because of that, I don't know.
True.
I don't have the ability to kind of quantify it, but it's a crazy amount.
That is.
Right? And for us, that's the purpose. So literally, our brand's purpose was create flavorful beverages.
Also,
And-
is the honey? Sorry
Yeah.
to cut you
So
off.
no. So it was create flavorful beverages. Now it is consume more honey by making more flavorful beverages.
So is the honey also available everywhere for them to get if they want to?
Dun, dun, dun.
So y'all know this is how the honeys look. Are there different kind of honeys?
Yeah.
Yes.
So whatever we've had growing up, like a Dabur or a Patanjali, they're the multiflora honey. That means bees, multiple floral sources, the honey kind of tastes the same. So it's almost like white light. If you remember 12th standard
Yeah.
physics, various spectrums of light put together gives you white light.
Yeah.
Multiflora honey is white light. What we have here from our own bee boxes, we have about 500 of our own bee boxes. We have mustard honey, we have an acacia honey, we have a sidra honey. And these are all flowers honey. So it doesn't taste like mustard or mustard oil. But basically the bees have gone to the flowers of the mustard plant
Okay.
and that nectar becomes honey. So it's mustard flower honey or acacia flower honey.
And all
so-
our honey is going to crystallize because that is what it's supposed to do.
Crystallization is a natural phenomena. If you see it in your jar of honey, know that it is good quality honey.
If your honey never crystallizes, that's problem. Right?
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Got you.
कुछ तो करना है.
Because I've got the taste of your honey when it's in a not like a liquid form. It's
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 almost
solid.
like जम गया.
Yeah,
आधा bottle
बिल्कुल.
जम जाता है.
because I'm a very large honey consumer right now.
Nice.
Because in the morning I have ginger, honey, and all that in the morning.
Yeah.
I drink a glass of it.
Mm.
So I know what good honey is right now. And looking at your honey, I know what it is. Because we chakha hai, sab chakha, and I've done a tasting of the honey before.
मैंने नहीं बोला.
There is. You want to do a tasting of the honey
Of
now?
course, I would love to.
So
I think we've got
to him.
him.
Yeah.
We've got 3 different honeys. So there is what names are mustard, acacia mustard seed. Okay, so all of them are from our boxes.
All right.
Use your fingers.
Yeah.
Any is fine.
Chi, Rohan, chi. Yeah, so Diabetic nahi ho, to go ahead and try it. The first one is acacia, so you're going to get this rush of sweetness, and it won't the sweetness won't linger for too long, right? It almost feels like बहुत sugar type feeling aa raha hai, and it disappears. So that's acacia, also called baboon.
All right.
The second honey, if you taste, has got this khatas to it.
A little bit of acidity you get. Yeah.
This is it's also very liquidy, and this is mustard.
Mustard also crystallizes very fast. So one morning you'll wake up and the entire jar of mustard is like solid.
So
When
this
it-
is made from the mustard seeds only.
So no, mustard flour.
Mustard
So the
flour.
bees go to the mustard flour,
Sorry.
get the nectar, and the nectar in their stomach they put invertase enzyme, which inverts the sugar molecule.
And
Yeah.
the last one is sidra.
That's
So
my
this one you're going to
favorite.
look for caramel notes.
Vanilla, butterscotch.
That conjuicy se kyun le rahe ho? Take a little more.
I think I'll leave it for these boys also to.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This
And
is
this is
so
all
different.
natural
Yeah.
tastes.
It's all
There's
nice. We've not
nothing
done
that is
anything to
being-
that.
this has something nostalgic about it.
Yeah.
Are you getting
Yeah,
butterscotch?
you said you're leaving it for people, huh? Just saying.
Well, there's some smells and some tastes that have.
Yeah,
Butterscotch are you getting?
Caramel, caramelly. आपको ना
lot of
ये
things.
Yeah.
have you seen this eclair? When you bite an eclair, that taste that comes, that caramel taste. is
It's a
good.
very nostalgic taste,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
What do you like that one? It's my favorite honey, by the way.
Bro, it's amazing.
So all
it's
these
amazing.
are from our boxes, harvested from us.
Bro, this is beautiful honey I've tasted
Thank you.
after a long time. You know, I saw that episode of people actually getting the honeys from Nepal.
Nepal, the mad honey.
Mad honey.
Are
Yeah.
you ever trying to be that mad and doing that?
We've
Yeah.
tried that
The
honey.
psychedelic, moonshine, mead,
So-
scenes happening.
Everybody is asked us. One in two Meadery tours, somebody comes and says, "Mad honey आपको मिला है क्या?" I said, "नहीं मिला है."
Actually, मिला है, मैंने try
मिला
किया.
है?
मैं ferment नहीं किया, पर मैं
मैं नेपाल जाने वाला हूँ इस महीने शायद अगले महीने.
Please get.
If I can source, please get तो ऐसा जेल अब्रॉड हो जाएगा.
Oh shit, okay.
But I can get, I try and get. हनी
So-
है ना, उनको क्या पता कौन सा हनी ला रहा हूँ.
We got some. So we have a full-time beekeeper.
Yeah.
And he got some. And one day we sat and we had one chammach each. There was an interesting sensation. I had like a tingling over here. I definitely didn't feel much beyond that. It was like, interesting. But it wasn't like, oh my god, this is the craziest shit I've ever had. I probably didn't have enough, or maybe the quality, it was probably cut with a regular honey. I don't know. But
That's
interesting.
interesting. Very.
For science, I think we should do another test.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
should, and please call me.
Yes.
Call upon me. I'll.
Oh, you're going to Nepal. You call me.
If I actually go, I'll try to get in a good batch because
Done.
ask some local friends there to like if we could say something Nepali, like get some good stuff. But bro, it was amazing chit chatting with y'all.
Thank
I
you.
so want to sit more. I think we've done cross an hour. But I want to also mention this point about y'all as working with other people also. I've seen a lot of amazing badging on all your bottles.
They're all independent artists. The name of the artist is at the back, so if you ever get a chance. to
So
see the
I want to give a shout out to everyone that you've actually worked with in all these flavors, and they're actually on all their wall. They've given a whole credential representation of them with their badges they've made. I'll take a shot of that. And bro, that is amazing because most people don't even, give a shout out. Because if you do art, it's either पैसा ले या credit नहीं चाहिए फिर.
So,
And
yeah.
that's amazing.
I want to point out one thing. Our logo is honestly is just the circle in
Circle, yeah,
moonshine,
yeah.
right? Most brands would be like, do this label art, and my logo will be separate in the corner. But
Yeah.
like my logo has to come completely. For us, we wanted our identity to be overlapped with the artwork. So we actually tell each artist, you can overlap the circle by 20%.
Okay.
So we actually give a grid, and then that's a 100 ka grid on top of the circle, and like you can choose 25. So which is why you'll see this one has some overlap, this one has some overlap.
I really want
Yeah.
to do something for Baba ki balcony, like do an artwork for y'all, like some crazy artwork.
That'll be amazing.
And I don't know, get a badge for myself only with that badging. I'll get it printed also.
Let's
just
do
put it on the bottle.
Let's do it.
We are on.
And you know what that'll be? That'll be both of y'all, me, the team, and the balcony.
Let's
Bang
do
Just
it.
on the
Let's do
badging,
this.
like, and proper artwork.
I'll send you the open files.
Done.
Send me something. We'll make a special meet for you.
Send me the regulations for
None
it.
of this will happen from this facility because
It'll happen in
That'll
Louisiana state,
happen
US,
anywhere,
where we did our home
anytime,
growing as
in
well.
any space.
Yeah.
But that'll be crazy to
Yeah.
just because. Thank you for giving time out today.
Hey, thank you
and
so
I'm
much,
so
man.
happy I could sit and have some insight about your stories and drinking moonshine is amazing, but getting to know how it was made, what was the journey behind, because we didn't even end and get to know most of the things, but I think there'll always be a second episode
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
in a different way.
50th episode.
Dum dum digga digga, you're my मैं नहीं बोलूंगा. Cancel. I just saw cancel card. पीछे. I saw someone like cancelling me in a way, like imaginary, like friend of mine cancelling me. ये मत बोलना. But
Nice. I like that line.
Don't use it, please. मैं कैंसर कार्ड लेके तेरे साथ घूमूंगा.
जब तक है जान बटर चिकन और नान, और जब तक है शहद पियेंगे हम सिर्फ
Moonshine.
हमेशा. Only moonshine till we survive.
Cheers,
If we
man.
don't, we sleep. But bhayo, it was amazing talking to you all. Anything
Thank
you all
you.
wanna say? The last words of wisdom.
Come on Sundays to Meadery tour in Pirangur, Pune.
What I really want to say, I legit, and the thing is, I legit
should give a
genuinely
more
believe it
serious
is
one.
that with you're creating positive impact with every pint of moonshine that you drink.
Yeah.
Like there is positive impact. So drink moonshine, tell your friends.
Don't drink colored, sugary.
Yeah, don't drink
liquids.
artificial flavors, drink natural stuff, right? Like there's actual mango pulp and there's actual chilies in that. There's actual lemon tea, there's lemon zest, and I'll show you. Like there was 2 interns zesting lemons today, and there's Earl Grey tea in this. So we actually put in a lot of effort in making sure that our ingredients are as pure as possible. Tell your friends, demand at a wine shop, demand it at a bar or a restaurant. That really helps. We're a small craft brand. Any word of mouth is the best way for us. Is the only way for us.
True. Guys, you've heard it from the boss dogs themselves. Till then, take care, Garnier. Apna khayal rakhna because you're worth it. We're only drinking moonshine at Baba ki balcony. You know where it is. Take care, Garnier. Make him drink moonshine.
Yes.
Make him drink moonshine.
He has 2 children.
Unfortunately, doesn't happen.
But bro, this guy drinks the most of pickle. जिस दिन मेरे को कुत्ते जैसा लगता है उस दिन मैं black dog पीता हूँ. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Amresh Puri bro, he's sitting in a bar. Like जिस दिन मेरा दिल कुत्ते की तरह धड़कता है उस दिन मैं black dog पीता हूँ. Bro, I'm gonna send you all these reels now.
Please do.
I want to see which movie is this.
Bro, it's crazy. मैं ये भी reel भेजेगा छोड़ के यार. And शक्तिमान हो गया.
we want Shaktiman.
Bro, शक्तिमान caught in the crowd. इसने मुझे क्यों पकड़ा? मैं तुमने टैक्स नहीं दिया है. तुम टैक्स फाइल नहीं करते हो. अभी तक शक्तिमान तुमने पैसे तो कमाए होंगे. तुमने टैक्स आज तक भरा है नहीं. And people are giving left and right.
My name is Simran Adlakha and I work as the HR and I'm handling social media as of now.
Hi guys, I'm Archish. I handle new product development and also handle quality here. So if everything is consistent and tastes great, that's because of me.
Hi, I'm Nikhil. I take care of the logistics and compliance. And operations. Yeah.